I met with a great couple who's getting close to retirement, and they had one problem that they wanted to solve before making that final decision to stop working. And you might have felt the same way, where you're thinking, I've got one shot at this retirement thing, and I just want to make sure that I do it right. So with this couple, we're mapping out all the what-if scenarios and the tax-efficient withdrawal strategy and income plan and investment strategies and all the financial things. And they felt good about the financial side of retirement. And the thing that they did not have an answer to was that question of, what will I do to make sure that I experience that fulfillment and joy in retirement? So I shared 3 essentials with them to make their retirement years the best years of their life. Now, the sad thing is, when we stop working, if we don't pursue these, they disappear in retirement. So we actually actively have to do these or look for them and pursue them. Otherwise, they won't happen. So I'll share them with you in this video and then share a few questions to answer for yourself to make sure that you're ready too. And by the way, I'm Dave Zoller, and I own a retirement planning firm with Tim and Luke and Sean, and we're big nerds and we know how to create successful retirement plans, but we're also aware that there's a non-financial part and parts of retirement that are important as well, or just as important. And without planning for them, then retirement's not gonna be what you thought. So let's go over these to make sure that you're ready for your best retirement. Now, the first thing we need when our career is done is to make sure that we're doing the things that are keeping us or allowing us to be creative. I believe as humans, we're naturally creative. I mean, think about children. I've got an 8-year-old girl and then a 6-year-old boy, and without any prompting or ideas, they're creating drawings, or they're creating stories of 2 stuffed animals talking to each other and having a great day, or a new silly game that really they're making out of nothing, or they're making out of a paper clip. During our career lives, we can be creative as well in different ways as we're achieving certain outcomes for a goal as part of the company related to work, or a project that we're working on, things like that. Even with my job as a nerdy retirement planner, there's creative aspects to that as well, where we're studying these strategies and these changes to tax code and then applying them to individuals' plans that we're helping and individuals that we're helping. I think that's creative too. Now, sometimes work takes up so much time, we kind of forget what our creative passions are. Sure, we can be creative at work, but there's also these maybe outside creative passions that we don't pursue while we're so busy with the last 30 years of life. And whether it's writing or painting or woodworking, or really the big thing to remember here is it's related to creativity, and that's staying curious, looking for these things that are fascinating and motivating to you. So the question here to write down is, how can I express creativity in retirement years? Or what are those topics or things that I find fascinating, or just things that are interesting that I want to learn more about? A common thing about this first essential here is that creativity and curiosity, things like that, it's related to the mind. And then the next one's actually related to the heart. And that is making sure that we build in to our retirement a way to stay connected with others. Connection is essential. We know that too. As humans, we're meant to be in connection with each other. And if faith is an important part of your life, then we're meant to be in connection with God as well, and others. So I don't think I need to explain this one too much, because I'm guessing that you understand the importance of connection in relationships now and in retirement. It almost becomes more important in retirement to explore this and focus on it, because you get to have some sort of connection at work with workmates or clients or whoever, supervisors, whatever it might be. But once that's all gone, it's a big shift. So we got to make sure we focus on it and pursue it. So the question here to answer is, who do I desire to build stronger connections with in retirement? And then maybe how can I do that? So now there's one final piece that we need, and I didn't have this up, but this actually, if you couldn't tell, this is my drawing of a chain link and just connection. So that was my idea there. But the last thing that we need, or the final piece that we need for fulfillment in retirement, is this idea of contribution. So during work, we get to contribute to others' lives by helping people, or we get to contribute to the larger team through the work that we do if we're part of a team. But then when work is done, we need to make sure that we can continue to contribute to others. The thing right before this one was connection. And then what to think about here is, how are you serving those connections that you have? How are you contributing to their life? Remember that the person that you're best equipped and most qualified to help is the person that you used to be, maybe a few years kind of behind where you are. Just something to think about. Another thing to think about is, do you have any strengths or abilities that you can use to help others? That I see in retirement for a lot of our clients, that can bring a lot of fulfillment as well. And as I'm thinking about these three, I can't help but keep relating it to my kids, the idea of creativity, and then that desire for connection, and they find joy in contribution. There's the example of that is, there's actually this good book called Plastic Donuts, and it portrays this scene of a toddler, a little 2-year-old or 3-year-old girl who can walk, and she's bringing a plastic donut to her dad. And the dad, he gives a big, what we do with kids, thank you, oh, thank you so much, and he pretends to eat it. And the 3-year-old daughter just gives this joyful laugh and then hurries to get another piece of food or plastic food to serve her dad. Now, the dad doesn't need that food. It really doesn't serve any purpose, but it was still this exchange of contribution and thankfulness for the contribution that made it so special. And I think we've got this inner desire in life, or maybe it's just this innate desire where it's the one that we had as kids, and it brings us a lot of joy and fulfillment if we're able to contribute and give to some and actually see the impact. Because really, when you think about it, we're just big kids. We're kids that grew up. So let's just be sure to spend some time as we plan out our retirement, just making sure that we build these things into our life. It's that creativity and connection, and then contribution. Now, I've got 2 things if you found this helpful. One of them is our 5-minute retirement email that you can sign up for below. And then the other one is just to subscribe so that you don't miss future videos, both on the numbers side of retirement, but then also on the non-financial or non-numbers side of retirement. If this was helpful, please leave a comment or click the like button so that I know that you like it, and hopefully it can spread and help somebody else as well. That's one way to contribute. So hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Have a great rest of your day. Take care.